Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite tried and true, super easy fashion hacks. So I thought about making this video because one of y'all, well actually a couple of y'all, requested this. I know a lot of y'all bought this little stitching tool that I mentioned in my, my Pinterest recreated video. I talked about how I quickly, easily hem my pants for like a cropped jean look, and a lot of you were like, show us all the ways that you use this guy. So I thought I have so many other little secrets, tips, and tricks to kind of achieving that styled look to your clothes for super easy. Mostly like once you have this, you don't ever have to spend anything else again. Like it's a very easy way to kind of change the look of your clothes, and I want to talk to you about all the different hacks I have, not just my little stitch gun. So let's go ahead and dive into, I'm not sure exactly how many tips I have, but there's some good ones. So let's go ahead and jump on in. But let's start with this little stitch gun. So this I got on Amazon. I've had this guy for forever. I've always kind of had one of these in my life though. When I worked retail, we used them to clip on tags and whatnot, so that might be what you're used to. They're like little mini plastic tags that are like little plastic stitches. They're super small. It comes in packed clear, black. I know for a fact, I don't know if you can get any other colors, but this is truly the most handy little fashion gun you can use. I'm gonna show you some of my favorite ways to use it, and there are many, many more, but I'm gonna show you some of my favorite ways to use this guy. It doesn't ruin clothes. It does insert a small little hole into it, but if it's cotton or anything like that, it's easy to kind of like rub the fabrics together. It doesn't ruin or destroy my fabrics personally. So my favorite way to do this, and the way I showed in the Pinterest video is like my most used way of this, is by hemming a pair of jeans really quick. So let's say you have a pair of jeans you love the color of, but you want them to be cropped. And instead of buying a whole nother pair of jeans that are cropped, you can go ahead and just simply hem them yourself. Now, this is something that's cool because it's not permanent. So it's not like you have to alter the jeans and ruin them and they're for now ever cropped. You can quickly just fold up the hem to your desired length. I always do two on the sides, one in the front, one in the back. You can barely tell. If you want more of a crisp line, you can always like iron them flat. So before you pin them in, don't iron them after you pin them in because you'll melt the plastic. But yes, it's so quick, super easy, and that's one of my favorite ways to use this little gun, especially let's say you don't have time to go get your jeans hemmed, but you really want to wear them, or you're like somebody who just wants a quick alter to change the kind of look of your jeans for an outfit. This is going to be your best friend. Next way is the opposite of hemming it, but I guess it's still hemming it, cuffing jeans. I know cuff jeans are coming back, and they're coming back strong. Like here's an example of a pair of Abercrombie ones that I think are kind of cute, but that also reminds me of my high school years because I wore big old cuffed like bell-bottom jeans, and it was a look, but nonetheless, it's giving me a little bit of flashbacks, and before I would ever invest in the trend, I would want to see if I like it. But the problem with cuffing jeans is they fall sometimes, especially if you're trying to cuff a pair of jeans to just cuff in the front over like a pair of like clogs or your Uggs or something like that. You want like just a specific look of the cuff. I don't know if you guys look at Pinterest or things like that, pictures, and then you like are like, why doesn't that stay or wear well for me? Well, easy, they're just doing it for a picture, but this is something that you can use to kind of ensure that it stays and wears that same look as a styled kind of loosely, I don't know, rolled kind of pair of jeans. So cuffing jeans just as much as hemming jeans. If you're on that new trend but don't want to commit to buying a whole nother pair of jeans, use a little stitch guy. Okay, the next reason I love this thing is because I wear a ton of button-ups. You guys know I'm a button-up girl, okay? So this thing is awesome for button-ups. So let's say you like the look of your button-up to be slightly undone, show a little chest, if you will. Maybe you have a necklace to wear, maybe that's just the way you like to wear it. But one button like can make it look too modest, but one button makes it look like, whoa, you're just showing the whole world all your goodies. This. Put a little stitch in between the two buttons so it kind of covers up a little bit more but still leaves you feeling a little bit more, less modest, okay? Let's just say it's a little more of like a open look without worrying like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna show everyone my bra and my boobs. This guy comes in handy. Next way I like to use this on button-up shirts is, let's say I don't want to fully commit to a cuffed shirt, but I want to not leave it straight down. I like to just kind of pin back the cuff. I think it adds some detail, some volume to the arm, and then just put a simple little stitch in there. It's super easy, super quick, and it's not going anywhere. It's gonna give you that same styled look throughout the entire night. Because let's say you styled it perfectly and then you leave the house and you're like, that does not look the same when you go to the bathroom. You're like, oh girl. This is gonna help make sure that it stays in place all night long, unless you rip it out purposefully. So don't do that. Other way I love to wear this is if you want an opened shirt collar. I know a lot of people use like double-sided tape and such like that, but I think this is even better and ensures that it's going to stay and you have no issues whatsoever. You can just decide how much you want it to be open to expose. I like to do more of like an exposed open button up if I am doing kind of like a night out, date night look sort of thing. I like to go ahead and put it further over and really show off the décolleté, maybe put some highlighter on it. I just think it's super cute. Another thing is when I do tend to open up my shirt like that, sometimes my bra straps will show because my shirt's shifting a little bit because it's more off the shoulder instead of on. You can use this to attach the shirt to your bra. Therefore, you will have no slippage going on. Your shirt is gonna stay where you want it to be on the bra, which you can decide how, you know, how you want it to be based off how far your shirt goes over when you attach this to your bra. You wanna use a thinner bra strap because this isn't gonna go through too much material, so make sure you're using kind of like a thin bra strap and not a padded one or anything, but this is going to ensure that it stays on your bra strap, your shirt stays on your bra strap, and you have no bra strap slippage. Yes, just another one of the many ways that I love to use this little stitch gun. All right, so let's give the stitch gun a break because you can tell we utilize her a lot. So if you don't have one of these and you've had problems with any of the things that I mentioned, it's like 30 bucks on Amazon and you'll find a million ways to use it, I swear to you. The next thing, you should head on over to your Joann Fabrics, your Michaels craft store, and get yourself a roll of elastic. Any kind of like thickness will work. I like a thinner one just because I feel like it's a bit more versatile, but just a good old roll of elastic string, I guess. I don't know, a roll of elastic, okay? So many ways you can use this. So the first one, blazers. I know that blazers are huge right now. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel like they feel almost too professional, I don't know. They give off too much professional and not enough fun if the sleeves are all the way down on the wrist. I like to kind of bunch them up and give it much more of a casual, lived-in sort of feel. I know you can use your basic plain ponytail holders, whatever, your elastics for your hair, but I spend money on mine. I like the gimme ones and I don't want to lose them. I don't want to stretch them out. I don't want to do anything like that. So I just use a basic roll of elastic and create my own little ties. That way if I lose one, I mean, I never do, but you know what I mean? Like they're easy, it doesn't matter. You can cut the strings off a little bit more and you can also get elastic to match your blazer if you'd like, but I don't want to stretch out my hair ties because I really like my gimme hair ties and I don't want to ruin them and they're not cheap. This is like, this whole roll of elastic was like $1.99 or something like that. Super cheap. So this is my favorite way to roll up sleeves. You can do this for sweaters, blazers, coats, literally anything. And you can customize the length and the the stretch of it. So let's say you're doing a more bulky thing, you can make more of a length in terms of your elastic band. So that way it's not cutting off your circulation because that's not cute. So first way I love to use elastic is rolling up and cuffing up sleeves. The next way is tucked. Okay, so I know I've showed it a ton that you can tuck your sweaters, your t-shirts, whatever you want up into your bra. But how many times does that fall out and get super annoying when you like raise your arms or twist certain ways because it just falls out because your bra doesn't like stay super tight to you. I mean, mine doesn't anyways, like it does, but its job is not meant to like hold up a shirt or a sweater. And I also feel like it feels kind of weird sometimes, so I don't love that. Grab a piece of elastic. You can do a belt. I know a lot of people use belts, but the elastic will give you more of like a comfortable fit, I feel like, than a belt on your skin. So just take whatever length you want. You can tie it, which I love. So you can tie it double knot and slip it over if you want, or you can just tie it in a bow and it doesn't go anywhere. You can use this to tuck in t-shirts. You can use this to tuck sweaters, whatever you need. I like it because I'm not a huge crop girl, but I also love a tuck. And sometimes you don't want to tuck a giant like chunky sweater into your pants because it can give you looking like you got a fupa and you don't, you know, or it'll just enhance it, whatever it is. Or let's say you're wearing a satin skirt with a sweater and you want that tucked look, but you don't want to tuck it into that and make it bulky. This will be your best friend. So elastic, I'm telling you. There's other ways that you can use it, I swear. Those are just two that came to mind, and yeah, they're my favorites. So get yourself a big roll of elastic. You'll thank yourself. And going back to button-ups, my favorite little hack, I love the front tuck. Sometimes though, I like the tuck on the other side. So if you're tucking in one side, it's nice because there's no buttons and the buttons lay over the other side or lay over the top and it can go into your shirt or tucked behind. But sometimes you want to tuck the other side, whether it be like something you're wearing that you want to like draw attention to that side, or you just don't want to tuck something in. You can simply do this little button hack. So you take the bottom button, tuck it in. I'll show it on the screen, but you just kind of flip around the buttons and it instantly gives you that tucked look that's going to stay because it's buttoned there. And you can do it on the other side. So love that little hack. You can also do it with a cardigan, chunky cardigan. You just flop the buttons. This one's a little bit different. You take the top button with the bottom button and the middle button with the second button. I'll show you on the screen so you can kind of get a visual, but this is a cool way to kind of, I don't know, like kind of slightly crop a chunky cardigan without having to tuck it in and stretching out your pants or whatever. I like this look. It's not too cropped because I'm not a crop girl, so I like that hack for certain cardigans. All right, let's move on to my sweaters. Okay, so first and foremost, if you are a girl who reuses your sweaters, and if you're not, you should, from season to season and so on, no matter what the quality of sweater you get, they can pill. Whether it pills into the armpits, whether it just pills wherever you're rubbing, your purse is rubbing on it, whatever, sweaters can tend to pill. If you do not have a fabric shaver, you are seriously missing out. I know you can use a razor, but like, why dull a razor? I don't know. I love these little fabric shavers. They're super easy. They collect all of the lint right here in the bottom. I do it on all my sweaters. Ooh, for fuzzy. Sometimes my leggings will pill in between my legs. There's so many different ways. I have had wool coats that I feel like I need to lint roll or lint pill. This just makes your sweaters look brand new, refreshed, no yuck, especially if you're trying to sell a sweater maybe. Pilling can be like a negative like thing to knock down prices if you're trying to sell something secondhand or whatever. Then use this to refresh your sweater before you're selling it or give it a new life. Whatever the case may be, this fabric shaver I bought off Amazon a couple years ago and I have never looked back. It's truly the best little refresh that you need for your clothes when you're switching seasons. Speaking of sweaters, you know those pesky little strings? Sometimes you like them because you may hang your sweater on it. You can wrap it around the hook, whatever. Sometimes they hang out of the top of shirts. I normally always cut mine off. Well, I was cutting mine off the other day and I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. There's little ribbons, so you can use them to tie in your hair or whatever. Sometimes the sweater color coordinates. Mine was a green sweater with black strings, so I hated it because they were always hanging out, but it was cute. You just go ahead and tie it in a little bow on your hair. It's a cute little way to accent with a little bow, and you can get rid of those pesky strings. I hate them. And once you've gotten rid of them and you're like, well, now Kelly, how am I supposed to hang my sweater? I've got you. This is the best way to hang your sweaters ever. Fold it hot dog. You know the trick when you would get a piece of paper and your teacher would be like, fold it hot dog or fold it hamburger. Fold it hot dog, okay? Armpit to armpit. Put the hook of the hanger in the armpit and then fold over. If you want to really secure it, you can tuck it into the hanger, but it is the best way. It doesn't leave any hanger marks. I get asked about this all the time whenever I do like a closet clean out or whatever. It's my favorite way to hang sweaters. I learned from Babs on Instagram, Babs, Brunch with Babs. She's literally so awesome. If you don't follow her, she has really cute hacks, but that is my favorite way to hang sweaters, and I've never looked back. I either fold them or hang them that way. I will never hang them on because I hate those little dents. I don't like them. Even I feel like even if you use the strings to like put around the thing, it still gives you those dents. I don't like that. So keep your sweaters looking fresh by linting them and then, or getting rid of the linty pills and folding them and hanging them on a hanger. That way you're going to Never hang your sweaters a different way. All right, the next hack is if you're buying things secondhand. So for instance, I bought a pair of shoes off of Poshmark. I got an amazing deal, but I wasn't able to try them on, and you cannot return from Poshmark unless they like mark it incorrectly or something like that. Like if you order the right size and it is the right size that you ordered and it's just not fitting you, it's super annoying, super frustrating, especially if you really liked them or whatever. I used to use toilet paper or tissue in mine, but they sell these little toe pads on Amazon. I had been stuffing my toes for as long as I can remember. I used to do that with like any leather shoes that I felt like stretched out kind of, or I don't know about you guys, but my feet dramatically change in size if it's cold or if it's hot. I had bought these like leather sneakers when I was in Rome and it was freezing, and then when I wanted to wear them in the summer, they were like, my feet swelled and they were too tight. So your feet, I had to get them stretched. Shoes are already too big for you and you still really want to wear them. They sell these little cushion pads. They come in a big pack so you can kind of decide which is the best for you and your foot. And these obviously are better than tissue because the tissue would get stuck to your foot when your foot sweats. Gross, I know, but that's not cute when you're trying to take your shoes off at somebody's house and you got toilet paper in between your toes. So get these. These are awesome, and they make you have the perfect fitting shoe, and they help with blisters because your foot is securely in there. So I even wear them with some of my heels that are pointed because I feel like sometimes like a toe will slip and it'll lift, my heel will lift off of the back of the shoe. So to get the perfect fitting shoe for any of your shoes, get these little things. You can switch them between toes or between shoes, or it comes in a big pack and you don't have to worry about it. So if you are dealing with ill-fitting shoes and you never wear them, grab these, they're the best things ever. And then last but not least, if you're into the whole necklace layering trend, you like to pair like 3 necklaces or whatever, I know they actually have these little metal things that you can hook all of your necklaces to if that's what works for you. But if you're sick of like some of the, I think they're called Dickies, I don't know, I could be completely making that up and look like a fool. But you know when the string thing in the clasp hangs out of one of your like 3 necklaces or 2 of your 3 necklaces and you're like jiggling around to try to fix it? Hook all of your necklaces onto one of the like, whatchamacallit, one of the longer necklaces. So that way all of them are on the same string, and if your little thing comes through, you just have to flip it once. But I find that it doesn't flip around as much because it's heavier and weighted. So yeah, that's my little trick with necklaces. All right, you guys, so those are it. That's all my fashion little tiny hacks and such. If you guys like these videos and want to see more, let me know in the comments down below if there's beauty hacks you want to see or any other kind of life-related hacks that you want to see. Let me know. I thought it was really fun, and I was honestly, like, when I was compiling my hacks, I was out on a walk and I was like, oh wait, I do this, oh wait, I do that. And I wanted to share with you guys because maybe there isn't like a full video where I show it or one video that I show it, and maybe I've never showed them at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know your favorite hack down below, and then let me know if there's a hack that you guys do that I don't know, because let's share hacks, okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon.